Hello, my name is Tristan McCowan. I work at University College London in the Institute of Education, and I'm going to say a few words about my article, Climate Change as a Driver of Pedagogical Renewal in Higher Education, which is part of the Higher Education Teaching for Environmentally Just Sustainability special issue. We might think that in order to achieve the great changes that we need for sustainability in higher education, we might need a new form of institution, new forms of practice and policy. And I fully support the radical innovations that are needed to bring that about. But in the meantime, we need to think about what we do in our conventional flawed institutions. And this article assesses what we might do in the current courses, programs, classrooms, university campuses that we have. And particularly to address the notion of sacrifice, which is such a barrier to the broader societal transformations that we need for creating a sustainable planet. When we think about integrating climate change into courses across the curriculum in all areas, or all disciplines, whether not only in STEM subjects, but also in social sciences, arts and humanities, we have a number of barriers. Some people feel they're not equipped to deal with such a specialist topic. There might be difficulties in integrating into certain subject areas, and the ever-present challenge of curriculum overload and crowding. What I argue in this article is that despite those challenges, engaging wholeheartedly with climate change, and climate change understood as a civilizational problem, not just one that can have a technical fix, but which takes us to the root of the societies that we've created, the political, economic and cultural spheres, our notions of ourselves as human beings and the way that we interact with one another, that climate change embraced as this civilizational issue can be a driver of positive change in our teaching and learning in higher education, a change that we would want to bring anyway. And I do this by looking at three dimensions: the ontological, relating to the nature of being; the epistemological, about knowledge and how we acquire it, how we validate it; and finally, the axiological, around values, what we consider worthwhile in our lives. And that these three dimensions can and should be addressed in all forms of education, in higher education and at all levels. They're about the deep inquiry into ourselves, our lives, and the environments in which we live. And that climate change in different ways can take us to the deepest aspects of these questions about ourselves and the way we live. Framed, of course, by two of the fundamental principles of all pedagogy, which are critical questioning and deliberation. These are not easy processes, of course. They require a rupture with our conventional, narrow, instrumentalized ways of approaching teaching and learning. And profound shifts in the ways that we, and challenging processes of self-reflection and engagement with others. But if we're going to address the wicked problem of climate change, we need these kinds of challenging processes and engagements to give us a chance of doing that. Thank you.